Hi guys, it's Debbie with Debbie J's Crafting Corner. Today I'm going to be playing with the Illustrated Floral and Solid. This is the new Glimmer of the month from Spellbinders for August 2022. And I've already got my Glimmer machine over here heated up. And I'm going to do the sentiments. That's the easy one. So I've got a strip that's big enough to cover those. It's going to go shiny side down and then put some cardstock over the top. And then I can hit the button and put the plates on top. I'll go ahead and get that one going. Just have to wait for it to finish up. So this is already ready to go. My platform is. So let me get this stuff out of the way. And then I can run my Glimmer platform through my Platinum 6. Let me just run that through. And that looks like that's going to be pretty good. So I need to place this onto my platform and hit the button so it can get started. Again, I'm going to try to lay that pretty much in the center. And then laying it down gently like that. And then hoping everything doesn't shift, put my plates on top and hit the button. So while that is heating up, let's take a look at our sentiments. And it does have a little bit of overfoiling, but that should be fine. I'm just going to try erasing some with just a regular rubber eraser, and that looks fine. If it doesn't come off, you can always take your sand eraser, and that should help take off the rest. Okay, so these just need to be die cut, and I'll have a couple of pretty gold foil sentiments. You can also keep this and run it through a second time, so we'll have white letters on a gold background, so that'll be kind of cool. Okay, so I'll go ahead and run this through and let's see how that turned out. Okay, so let's take a look. Just looking through there, that looks very, very pretty. That is lovely. For my next panel, what I'm going to do is go ahead and use the waste. Got another piece of cardstock here, and I have, this is a almost oval shape, and it just needs to be able to heat it up onto my card panel. So that is kind of where I want it to lay. Okay, so there is my flower. And then my cardstock. And since we had so much overfoiling on that, I think I'm going to just use one plate for this time instead of the two. Now, take that back. This is a solid shape, so I think I do need to have the two on there. And I think I just shifted it a little bit, but if that's the case, I'll just trim down the panel a little bit more than normal. Okay, so now I have, so far, 3 pieces that need to be die cut, and there are little dies that come with everything. So here's the one for sending happiness. I'll just tape that down. Got this one that says thinking of you. Okay, so those are ready to go through, and then I'm going to cut this piece out. It's going to be my big pretty piece. Okay, my Glimmer machine is all ready for this last bit. Let's take a look, see how that one does. Okay, just looking through there, you can see where the flat part that is pretty much adhered is. Let's take a look. Oh, I love that. That is so pretty. Now I just need to do some die cutting and then get the cards ready and put together. I figured I would color up this little image. It's not going to take much, and I'm just going to do some easy breezy coloring. I'm using LG2 for the green for my little leaves. Okay, so that looks pretty nice, but I do want a little bit more depth, so I think I'm going to go in with my AG2 to have a little bit. I think that's what I want to do. Yeah, that should be fine, just to add a little bit of extra color to it. I'm not going to use a lot. And it's so nice that you can do this with your foiled images and not have to worry about messing up anything with your foiling. I do apologize about the overexposure. There's not anything I can do about that. Right now I've uncovered the window that I have had covered up for so long so I can actually see outside and see that it's not dark. And of course this is the time of day where now I have some light coming through that window. And it's going right here. There we go. Now we can see that a little bit. Let me see if I can adjust my camera. Okay, so now at least it's in a little bit out of the light. I'm going to just blend out with the LG2. Okay, I'm going to see if I've got more ink in the LG3 and see if that comes out still light enough. Because that is looking pretty nice, but I do want to do a little bit better of blending. Yes, this does seem to have a little bit more ink in there, so now I'm coming back in with the LG3, going over all of them. This really isn't complicated, it's just when you're coloring, just go until you like the result. If you don't like it, you can definitely keep on going. And if you can't really get it to work the way that you want it to in the end, it's okay. It's just paper. You can start over if you want. Okay, now I'm able to pull it out of the out of the sunshine and into just my regular light. You can see the color that I've added on there. I think that looks really pretty. Next, I'm going to go with maybe some purples. That would be pretty. I tend to go towards the red almost every single time, and I'm not sure that I want to do that this time. So I'm going to pull out my HB colors. Okay, now that the lighting is acting right, I can go ahead and add a little color to these flowers. Now this first marker I'm using is my HB1, and it looks like it is running out of ink a little bit. I'm going to use my chisel tip for the majority of this, and it is perfectly fine to go over the foiling. I think that that is so super cool. So I'm just going to color in everything with the lighter color and let some of that ink go ahead and sink into the paper so that it can blend better. For the little flowers, I do have to go in with the bullet nib. And next I'm going to come in with my HB2. This is a darker color, so I'm going to be using that for my shadows. So right around the edge of where that flower is, and then coming out from the center. And I think I'll do the same thing on the smaller ones too, just coming from the base and going up into the color, and then I will blend those out a little bit with what's left of my HB1. I think that that turned out pretty, and it was some real quick and easy, simple coloring. Okay, so now I'm going to place my pretty flower, I think, pretty much in the middle here. I've got it backed on some foam tape, and I'm putting it down onto an embossed panel. This is using the new intertwined lattice, embossing folder. And then I'm going to add this little sentiment that I foiled and cut out. This one is saying sending happiness. I'm going to put part of that on some foam, and a little bit of it is going to overlap overlap my flowers, or my leaves rather. That is going to be so pretty. But I do want it to be kind of flush, so I do need to leave a little bit of foam down at this end when I adhere it down. So for the other end, I'm going to just add some liquid glue. And I think that will be pretty right about there. Next, I just need to adhere that down to the front of a card base. So I've trimmed down my other panel, the one that I was using the waste foil on, and I'm going to add it to a card panel, or rather a card base. Okay, and then I'm just going to add a quick sentiment. I think that this thinking of you is just lovely, so I'm going to just add that flat on this card with some liquid glue. Okay, just add that to the front. And that finishes up that card. So that's going to finish up this video using the Glimmer of the Month Illustrated Floral and Solid for the month of July 2022. I think these cards turned out super, super sweet. I think anybody would love to get those. I am loving these. And I've got a little bit of glue on my foil. I'll have to clean that up. Anyway, if you'd like to see some more videos where I'm using Spellbinders products to make some amazing cards and other papercraft projects, be sure to check out this playlist. You guys have a wonderful day. And remember, if I can make it, you can too. Talk to you later. Have a great day.